Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Consumer Shorthand classes. Now, the chapter is upward and downward R. You see the instructor, page number 83. In order to present a complete statement of the rules for the writing of the alternative forms of R, alternative forms means downward R or array. The directions given to the student in para 27 are repeated here. Already we have learned in alternative signs for R and H in para number 27. You see the page number 19. There it was noted that the consonant R is provided with two different forms. What for? In order to facilitate the joining of strokes together and also for the purpose of indicating an initial or final vowel sound. There it was also mentioned that initial R is written downward when preceded by a vowel sound. Examples: or, array, Arab. The same thing here. Air. Here vowel precedes the stroke consonant. Then air, downward R we should write. Here also initially vowel comes. So airy. Here erase. Initially vowel comes. Then erase. Air. This is a vowel. And like that, Irish, we have to write downward. Herb, downward. Also, it was told here, in other cases, other than these cases, the general rule is to write initial or final R upward when it is followed by a vowel sound. When it is followed by a vowel sound. When R is followed by a vowel sound, we should write the upward R, that is Ray. Here you see borrow. R is followed by a vowel. Then we have to write Ray, borrow. Or otherwise, if vowel doesn't follow, we can write like this. No vowel is followed the R, then care. If vowel follows, carry. You see here, this is care, this is care. But since vowel is following the stroke R, we should write ray. Here, not necessary of writing, we can write this care. Like that, very, were. You also see page number 19 again, I am repeating it. Downward R is always written initially before M because of the easier joining. You see, though vowel is not preceding R, we should write downward R before M for easier joining. Actually, we have to write room like this, but it is not convenient here, and hence room downward R we should write like that. Ram we should write like this. Now you see the 83 page again. When initial R is preceded by a vowel, the downward form is used. Already it is repeated here. Air, airy, erase, air, Irish, Arab. In other cases, the general rule is to write initial or final R upward when it is followed by a vowel and downward when it is not followed by a vowel. Rob, you see rob, borrow, rainy, carry, care, very, were, like that. Also, 107. Initial R followed by M is always written downward because of the easier outline thus obtained. Rome, ram, already we discussed it. Next, 108. Here it is mentioned that facility of outline is of the utmost importance. However, and accordingly, either form of or is written and vowel indication ignored in order to secure a facile form. For example, you see irate is there. Irate. Here initial vowel is coming. When initial vowel comes, we should write the downward R as per the rule. But we should not forget that facility is most important. Facility of the outline is most important, and hence here it is told to write re. Though initial vowel is coming, it is suggested to write re. Irate. Like that, arch. We have to write like this, but it is not convenient here. Right, arch, urge. Actually, as per rule, we have to write like this, but it is not convenient. It is not facile to write. Say urge, earth. It is not facile, and hence to write like this. Oracle. We have to write like this. So it is told in this before T, D, Che, J, It, Kal, Gal, Ve. Before T, Re is to be written. Before D, Che, J, It, Kal, Gal, Ve. We can write. It is suggested to write Re only, though a initial vowel comes. Okay. You see the para number 109. Generally, the upward form is preferable after two down strokes. After two down strokes, upward form is preferable. For example, prepare is there, P downstroke and P downstroke. After P downstrokes, after two downstrokes, Re is written, though vowel is not following R. Prepare. We have, if we write this prepare R like this, we have to carry our hand from here to here again for next word. It will be much difficulty, and hence it is suggested to write after two downstrokes Re. Like that, trampler. Here T is downstroke and P is also downstroke. After two downstrokes, Re is written. Like that, Shakespeare. Ish, P. Two downstrokes, Re. But the downward form is better in pinafore, shuffler, perceiver. Though this is one downward stroke, this is two downward stroke, third downward stroke, against to the rule, it is written like this, because this downward R is most conveniently written with F, pinafore. You see here it is telling that, but the downward form is better in pinafore, shuffler, perceiver, etc., because of the easier joining with the preceding F or V. Shuffler, V, perceiver. It is most easily joining with V or F. That's why these words are to be written like this and these words are to be written like this. Okay. You see para number 110. After a single straight up stroke, this is row is straight up stroke, way straight up stroke, yo straight up stroke. After this straight up strokes, we can write upward form of R. Though vowel is not following here. Though vowel is not following, we can write this Re here to avoid angle. Next, but the suffix er must be written with downward R in roarer, roar, rer. Then we have to write downward R, rarer, downward R. Why? Because a treble length straight up stroke would not be easily readable. For example, if we write this, can we write easily? Can we read easily? We can't read it, and hence it is not feasible here, and hence to write roarer. Next, 111. The upward form is obviously better in officer, nicer, closer, razor, where or immediately follows a curve or immediately follows a curve and a circle, like F circles or N circles, or a straight horizontal or upstroke circle for S. Officer, we can write like this. Nicer, we can write like this. Closer, we can write. Razor, we can write. Okay. You see, para number 112, or finally hooked. Here, the R is having finally hooked. N hook, and shun hook. How to write? When R follows another stroke, R is following a stroke, P. Here R is following a stroke, F. Here R is following a stroke, P. When R follows another stroke and is hooked, finally, here finally, this hook is there, this hook is there, this hook is there. Then how to write? It is generally written upward. What is generally written? R is generally written upward. So, sparan ray is to be written. Here feran ray is to be written. Here Russian ray is to be. Okay. Next, medial R. How to write medial R? Medial R is generally written upward, as in park, P-R-A-K. Though R is not followed with the vowel, we can write ray, park, parsnip, terrify, mark, roared. But the downward form is retained in some derivative words like powerful, barely, disarrange. These are derivatives. The root word is power. This is power. Full is a derivative. So, actually power, how we write power? P downward R. That is to be retained as it is. We have to write power and we can put full. Here we should not write ray. We should not write ray. We should write powerful. This is a derivative words. We have to write like this. Like that, barely, bear. Barely came from bear. Bear is the root word and the barely is the derivative. Actually, bear we will write like this. So that is to be retained and we write L, we have to write like this. Disarrange. Disarrange came from arrange. Actually, arrange we will write like this and we can write like this. Disarrange. Right? Next. And the use of the alternative forms provides a distinction in pairs of words, such as in clerk we have to write downward R, but cleric we have to write ray. What for? To know the distinction between this clerk and cleric, we have to write like this. If we write clerk without putting any vowel, if we write like this blindly, we can tell that is clerk. If we write like this ray, it is cleric. Next, phrases and contractions. Page number 84. Be L. Bell above the line by all. Bull M. N hook circles by all means. Tull above the line at all. Tull case T loop circles at all costs. Nor above the line in our. Nor N and hook above the line in our opinion. Were ing on the line everything. Circles M ing on the line something. N ing above the line anything, on the line nothing. You make practice of this entire chapter, and I will give dictation in the next video. I also mentioned here that I have already made video in Telugu at video number 37. If you want to see in Telugu, you may refer video number 37 and see the Telugu version. Okay, thank you.